Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is your host, King Gio, in the house. So right now, I'm in a small town called Gibbonsville in North Carolina. This is their little, you see little caboose right there. Can't see much because it's too late. And it's a small, quiet little town. This is, I'm going to show you around, hold on. I'm going to show you. This is their street, from Main Street. The Mapleview Creamery. As you can see there, they have that restaurant that I went to, which I would explain to you later on. But it seems to be a small little town. There goes the racetrack, train tracks, I should say. That's the southern. That's the caboose from the OTAs. It's not that big, so there's not much to do here. The gentleman want to ride his bike. And then if you go down this road, I forgot what road is that, because I'm new here. Down that way, there's that two parlor that they're opening up. There's a sports bar that's opening up. You got Toasty, what's it called? Toasty Kettle Bar. Okay. Over here you have a cafe. Right across, that's that cafe. That's over there. It's Mapleview Creamery, ice cream, just for you. Antiques, jewelry, handmade, and more. And the restaurant that we went to, that I will give you a review after this short video. Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is your host, King Gio, in the house. Well, as you know, we were in Gibbonsville, and I say we, my wife and I, and we went to Target and stuff like that. But on our way back, we decided to stop here, and we decided to go to this restaurant. Like I said before, on the page before, it had two tattoo parlors. It had an ice cream parlor. It has a little bit of everything. An antique store. So we got hungry, so we decided to eat at the local pizzeria, local restaurant, pizzeria, whatever you want to call it, which is called Reno's Restaurant, Italian. Reno's Pizzeria, an Italian restaurant. So as you can see, the inside was cozy. It was small. It was cozy. They have a little salad bar to the side, towards the back on your right hand side. The waitresses were good. I cannot tell you what the name of my waitress was because she never introduced herself. And as you guys know, if you don't know, I've been in the restaurant business for over 25 years. Well, not over, close to 25. I started off as a dishwasher and worked my way up into food and beverage. And I've done cooking, so I know how to cook. And I know how, I had my own business at one time. Waitress, people have catering business, but my business was I give seminars on restaurants on how to waiters and waitresses how do they have to work, how the kitchen has to be run. And I was doing pretty good, but anyway, that's neither here or there. So we placed an order, and our order was garlic nut bread, chicken wings, and a lasagna. And we had 2 Pepsi. And for dessert was a tiramisu and a lemon pie. It's all right. So we got the garlic nuts. The taste of garlic was not there at all. Well, I'm telling you, at all. They tasted nothing like garlic. Everything was infused inside the oil. The oil had pepper flakes. So that made that bread very spicy. Most breads that I've gone through, that I've done and worked in a restaurant, is vinegar, and it's balsamic vinegar and oil. That's what you use on the bread. But on the garlic bread, it had no taste at all of garlic at all. And being that it had the pepper, the pepper was spicy, so I had to change it back. I said, listen, could I have another garlic nut bread that has no pepper? I've never seen pepper inside. But anyway, so they obliged. They gave me that. Then came the chicken wings. That was for an appetizer, but that came in with the dinner too, because the girl, again, she's a waitress. She didn't specify. Now, mind you, the chicken wings are an appetizer, and the lasagna is supposed to be a dinner. Or an entree, should I say. And she didn't specify, do you want the chicken wing as an appetizer to be with your lasagna, being that you ordered a lasagna, or do you want them both at the same time, or would you like the lasagna? Or would you like the chicken wing first, and then I bring you up the lasagna? She didn't do that. That's where she failed. But anyway, that's neither here or there. So the chicken wings came out, and the chicken wing was pale. When I mean pale, I mean the only thing that gave it taste was the sauce, because if you ate it without the sauce, it had no taste, and I mean no taste at all. None whatsoever. You got 10 chicken wings with no taste at all if it wasn't for the sauce. No seasoning, no nothing. That was downfall number one. Number two, the lasagna, very little meat, very little taste of marinara sauce or sauce. You tasted the tomato because it had tomato. It had tomato taste. I mean, it had pieces of tomatoes inside in cubes. So you tasted the tomato, but it was also bland. It didn't come out like a lasagna would, like squared. No, it came out like it came out, to be honest with you, like it came out like a burrito. Came out like a burrito, and like I said, the chicken wings were pale. The lasagna, it just didn't have the lasagna taste, and it had no ricotta. I didn't taste the ricotta in it. If it did, I don't know if it did, but I know I didn't taste it. I tasted a little bit of mozzarella. The sauce to me was not that great. It was, from a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give it like a 3. And the dessert was bad. They gave us a tiramisu. If anyone worked if you work in a restaurant business, when you give tiramisu is supposed to be fresh. Was it fresh? Yes, but it was frozen. The lemon pie was frozen. It looked like if they got this tiramisu, they ordered the tiramisu, and they freeze it. And when they brought it to your table, I couldn't even eat it. It was so frozen that my fork didn't go through. Now, people, I've worked in restaurants where tiramisu is supposed to be soft. You know, I worked in restaurants in Puerto Rico. A restaurant that I used to work in that is called Osteria da Fortunata. And if you go to Rome, the owners there were the owners of the ones in Puerto Rico. And I remember that my chef used to do when Carmine, his name was Carmine, and when we say Carmine, we 86 tiramisu, because they didn't speak English or Spanish. They only spoke Italian because they came from Italy to Puerto Rico, and then all they did was work. When I said Carmine tiramisu 86, Carmine would get up and he would do the tiramisu fresh right there. Took him 10 minutes, and it tasted delicious. The tiramisu is supposed to be soft, not hard, but this was rock hard. This was hard, and the lemon pie was also hard. It looked like, they don't put it in a refrigerator. They freeze it, and it didn't look homemade. It looked like it was bought from a store. So those three things were the thing that I liked on it. I understand it's a pizzeria, the case may be, but if you want quality food, I expect something, But the sauce, like I said, the sauce was bad. The tiramisu was bad. The chicken wing was. I'm talking about when I'm talking about no taste, is like you deep fry the chicken wing, and you put no seasoning at all, because it had no season at all whatsoever, guys. None. The wait staff, they were good. The young lady who served me, I think she needs a little bit more training. The other girl, the blonde girl, but like I said, none of them introduced themselves. And that's the one thing you have to do when you work in a restaurant. You introduce yourself. So I can, even though there were two of them, I'm not gonna raise my hand and say, "Hey, you." I'm not gonna do that. But she didn't introduce herself. I asked her, joking. I said, "Listen, your tip depends on this. Is the lasagna any good?" But that was just a joke. That's just to break the ice. He goes, "Well, actually, I never really had. I never tasted the food here," and that's something that most restaurants should do. Me, as a food and beverage manager, I will let all my employees taste the food, even if it's a little bit. So when moments like this comes up, and you as my guest, and you say, "Hey, King Gio, what do you recommend?" And I say, I can recommend you the lasagna. Why? The sauce is great, and the way the meat's done, and the way we season it. Listen, this is to die for. I highly recommend this. It's like when they ask me in Puerto Rico, What was my favorite dish? And one of my favorite dishes was Americana Antipiana, which is a very thick spaghetti. It looks like spaghetti, but it's very thick, real thick. And the sauce is heavy with meat. That was good. My least favorite was the bolognese. I don't like the taste of any bolognese. But at least you know what you're eating. So you just so when I would even have my dishwasher taste it. I would have my dishwasher know the menu in case he or she comes out the dishwashing area and walks through the dining room area. A guest can come up and say, "Excuse me, what do you think I should get here?" Blah blah blah. Even though he is not the waiter, the waiter's not there, he can give a recommendation. Or he can say, "Well, this is what's put on the sauce. This is what's put on the dish," so they can know. Maybe that dishwasher one day wants to become a waiter, and I don't have to train that dishwasher. He already knows, or she already knows the menu. So I would try to keep everyone to par. But it's a nice little cozy place if you want to go there and hang out and you want to chill and you want to get something to eat real quick. I guess if you want that dinner experience of, because we wanted to taste local food. Pizza's not local food, and everything was closed, and there was nothing really local there that we can say we're going to sink our teeth in and say what is the local food of Gibbonsville. We don't know. So we weren't able to have that challenge because everything was closed, and the little stores that they had, I don't think there were anything. Now, for more, if anything, I was looking more for a mom and pop shop restaurant because they would do more locally. But all in all, it was a small little town. It's good to sightsee, to go around North Carolina to see, or wherever state you're in, is to see your state and see its great amenities that it has and what it has to offer, right? You always don't want to stay in one spot. Monotony, it's no good. So, with that said, if you're there, just go to have fun. Don't, I'm not doing the video to put the restaurant down, but I'm just putting the video just to let you know that if you are in Gibbonsville and you hit Reno's Pizzeria, it's not to expect the best. Okay, guys? So I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel.